like tacos, I 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 like tacos.
Back in 2003, we made this video that showed us screwing with Taco Bell's drive-thru frequencies. After we'd already been messing with them for a few weeks, we decided to go through the drive-thru ourselves with a camera and film the manager's reaction while Rigel5 and Isotech messed with my order.
Here.
Sir, you have to actually order food here. We don't just sell drinks. I'm sorry. We're not going to be able to place your order.
I can't back.
This video was featured on Fark, Dig, collegehumor.com, and several other sites, and it's caused a pretty constant flow of email to me over the past 4 or so years of people asking me how to do it. So this video is going to show you how to easily take over the drive-thru frequencies of pretty much any fast food joint in your town.
Hey, why don't you come here and talk to me like that, all right?
So,
No, somebody's cutting into our frequency. You can order whatever you want. You just want to drink, that's fine.
okay.
If somebody's messing with it.
Now in our video, the radio that Rigel5 is holding is called a Yaesu VX7, and that's what we use to take over the Taco Bell frequencies. The only problem with using a Yaesu is the price. The cheapest you're going to find one is probably $250. Then you have to modify it. And most people just aren't comfortable opening up a $250 piece of equipment. So I'm going to show you an easier and cheaper way of doing this. To get started with this, you only need 2 things. One is a CB radio. It has to be a digital CB radio that has the digital number display on it. The second thing you need is called a 6.5536 megahertz crystal. What we're going to do is we're going to open up the CB radio and we're going to pull out the existing crystal inside of it. All digital CB radios use the same frequency of crystal inside, which is a 1.73 megahertz crystal. We're going to replace that crystal with our 6.5536 megahertz crystal. Replacing the crystal inside will actually triple the frequencies, and it just happens to put CB radios in the range that drive-thru restaurants broadcast on. Finding a CB radio should be fairly simple. Some of you might have some sitting around in your basement or garage, or you can visit Goodwill or Salvation Army and pick one up there for probably less than $10. If all else fails, go to a truck stop or an auto parts store or even a Target or a Kmart, and you should be able to find one there for maybe $50 or $60. Considering the amount of fun you're going to have with it, it's not a big investment. Obtaining a crystal that's 6.5536 megahertz is slightly more complicated. There's really nowhere you can buy these crystals from, so you have to take them out of a device that uses them already. And luckily, there's several household devices that use these kind of crystals. The most common one that you can find one in is a toaster. Pretty much any toaster manufactured after the mid-1980s will have one of these crystals inside of them, attached to the toaster's circuit board. Using a soldering iron and a pair of pliers, you should easily be able to pull it out of there. For this project, I'm going to be using a walkie-talkie CB radio. It's a realistic TRC 207 from Radio Shack. And I'm going to open up this toaster to get the crystal out of. Now, the first thing you want to remember before taking your toaster apart is to unplug it from the wall. If you try and take it apart while it's plugged in, you are a retard. It shouldn't be too hard to figure out how to take the toaster apart. Just turn it over, look for some screws, and start taking them out. You'll also want to pull off the lever and knobs if possible before taking the top off. It won't matter what brand of toaster you have. All toasters manufactured after the 1980s have this crystal inside of them. They're used as a safety precaution and to control the frequency of the heating coils inside the toaster. You can also find these crystals in any household appliance that has heating coils, such as a hairdryer, a heater, a curling iron, and even in your electric stove. Once you take the top off, you should be able to see a circuit board inside. And behind the circuit board, you will find your crystal. Use your soldering iron to heat up the connections underneath the crystal while pulling it out with a pair of pliers. Your toaster might still work without the crystal inside of it, but it's not recommended since that is a safety device. Taking the CB radio apart should be just as easy as taking apart the toaster. Remove all the screws and pull the casing off. Inside you'll see a circuit board. The crystal inside is going to look exactly like the crystal you pulled out of the toaster. The only difference is that it runs on a lower frequency. Most of the crystals just plug into a socket, so you don't even have to use your soldering iron to get it out or to put the new one in. As you can see in our TRC-207, it is plugged into a socket right next to the transmit button. So all you need to do is pull this one out, and plug your new crystal in. The polarity does not make a difference on this, so it doesn't matter which way you plug it in. After that's done, reassemble your CB radio and you're ready to start having fun. After you've modified your CB radio, you obviously won't be able to talk on CB channels anymore. CB channels run in the 27 MHz range. By replacing the crystal inside of your CB radio, you've actually tripled the range that your CB is capable of receiving and transmitting on. And it just so happens that 6.5536 MHz gives it the range it needs to be able to listen and talk to drive-through frequencies. Once you find the restaurant's drive-through that you'd like to transmit on, sit nearby until a car approaches the drive-through, then start flipping through channels until you hear them talking. Once you've figured out which channel they're on, it's as easy as pressing the transmit key and saying anything you want to them. Since your CB radio is several times more powerful than the employees' headsets, the customer should only be able to hear you while you're transmitting, and not the employee inside.
Can we take your order?
Hey, can I get a number 4 with no onions?
No, you can't because you smell funny.
Would you shut my penis, you son of a bitch?
And that's how you do it. If you're lucky enough to have a CB radio in your house, you can complete this project for pretty much no money at all. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to visit www.phonelosers.org. I'm going to end this video with an audio recording of a lady who talked to us at a drive-thru several years ago.
I'm sorry, ma'am. We have someone playing on our headset, so unfortunately I can't finish your order. I'll just take it when you drive up to the first window. Okay. Can you just pull around, please, ma'am? Thank you. Ma'am, she'll finish taking your order when you get to the window, okay? Can you hear me?
Man, will you just pull up to the fucking window so we can take your goddamn order?
Can I have your manager?
Yeah, come up to the window and you can
That's
talk
not
to
in
the...
our store. Somebody has one of our headsets and they're playing a game. We had 3 customers drive off. That's not us. Yeah, he just cursed.
I know that's not really what they work for us. We have a problem with our headset, where someone has, like, I don't know what they have.
Well, he just said, can you pull up to the fucking window?
That's not us. I swear, ma'am. I swear, yes, I'm listening.
Because I'm going to call
here.
Right, because I will call headquarters. Ma'am, can you please come inside? We can explain everything inside the store. He has my order. It says 476 right there in the window. Okay?
It's not even a diamond.
Oh, it's not at this store at all?
That's coming from it has to be someone in the parking lot.
Because I will not respect nobody's person when I'm placing the order. He said, can you pull up to the fucking window? I don't appreciate that.
I'm sorry.
Was that from inside?
No. We're trying to find out who it is.
Because that's not professional at all.
I called the company and tried to get the